Hello everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Eduard. It's a P-51D-10 Mustang in 1/48 scale obviously, and we have a weekend edition kit here, so it means you'll get it for a bit more accessible price. And of course we have a commercial sample here, so it means the same parts will be offered to you if you order it from official Eduard website. You can see that box art here is quite nice, and the box size is typical for this type of kit from Eduard. Here is comparison with my hand. On the side here we have the information about the manufacturer and also information that it's a licensed product and address of the Eduard model accessories. And here, by the way, you can see that the kit number is 84184, and on the opposite side you can see also 4 marking options which are included here, so it will be quite an interesting thing to check once we will be opening the assembly manual. So this is a top opening box, and here is what we have inside. As you can see, all the frames are packed into several plastic bags, and of course we will check them one by one as usual, and it's a Ziploc bag, so they should be easy to open. Just give me a second to take it off the table. And I can guess that the top sprue, which is packed separately, it is specific for today's D10 version. So I will open it in a second and we will check together what is actually offered here. So here is the sprue which I was talking about. So here, as you can see, we have the wing parts, and overall molding quality looks fine. I would say parts division is also not surprising, but note that we have all the wing mechanization separately, and this is quite a great thing because it will offer you better details on your model, and in 1/48 scale I think it is important feature. And as for the external details here, if I zoom in, you can see that we have recessed panel lines and rivets, also quite nice thing for a 1/48 scale aircraft model. If I flip it over, here inside you can find the guiding elements. So we have guiding pins here on the wing edges, also on the trailing edge and on the leading edge as well. We also have some guiding elements for the wheel wells, which will have to be assembled separately. So it's quite a smart design which should be easy to work with. Next, I'm opening another plastic bag, and this time it's a Ziploc bag, and you can guess that here we have the clear parts, and I will show them in a second. Here they are. So they are coming on this, I would say, rather unusual circular shaped plastic sprue. We have all the canopy parts molded nicely, but this is a weekend edition, so it means we won't get any masks here, so you have to buy them separately. And of course you can open the cockpit with help of this part, so there is nothing to be worried about. All the, let's say, necessary features are coming out of the box. Now I'm opening another plastic bag. This one contains, I would say, generic parts for the D version of the Mustang. And here, first of all, we have this fuselage parts. Maybe I will zoom out so that you can see them whole. So here we have fuselage parts. Both are molded together with the tail fin. We have also the top cowling cover pre-molded, so you have to be careful in this area because it's quite important to get a smooth connection between them. But all in all, we have pretty much the same external features. Note that rudder is separate, it's there. And if I flip it over here, we do not have anything for the cockpit because cockpit will be assembled separately and then inserted in between fuselage halves. Next, we continue with this plastic sprue. So here actually you can see the cockpit parts. These are cockpit walls. This is the cockpit floor. This is the fuel tank, pilot seat. Here we have separate blades for the propeller, for the 2 types of the propeller. And also we have various minor elements for the wheel wells, for the cockpit. Everything looks nice. So it's just a matter of careful assembly of everything together. Here, by the way, you can see the rear armor wall for the cockpit, so it's also molded nicely with the headrest, which is, I would say, quite prominent feature of this aircraft. Next, we have the parts for the wheel wells. So this section of the aircraft should be also quite detailed. There are a lot of things involved, and I would recommend to spend some time on, first of all, painting and weathering, and second, of course, trying to expose it somehow. Maybe the mirror stand will help, because it would be a shame to lose all these details just inside the aircraft. Note that we also get the several types of the exhaust stacks. Here's the separate frontal section of the air intake under the fuselage. This one is for the nose air intake, and that's really great because we won't have gaps, at least in these areas. And of course, for example, for the landing gear wheels, you can completely replace them with a resin kit. We reviewed it in the separate video, so you can find it on our YouTube channel. Next, there is one more sprue left, so here it is. And this one is dedicated to various external accessories. So here, as you can see, we have the parts for fuel tanks, bombs, rockets, and also rocket launchers tubes. So all of this stuff comes as a standard bonus. You do not have to pay anything extra, and that's really great because it will help you to get some additional details on your aircraft, and it doesn't require some extra investment, let's say, in the project. Now what I'm trying to do is to open another plastic bag, because here we have decals hidden, and there are 2 decal sheets. So I will remove this plastic sprue. Let's zoom in, maybe close the lenses a bit. So here you can see that this is the first decal sheet. This one is dedicated to stencils and is printed in Eduard, so there is nothing to be worried in terms of quality because it looks rather nice. And next we have bigger decal sheet. So this one is dedicated to all main symbols, if we can say so. So let's close the lenses a bit more, maybe even more. So here you can see all the main symbols. We also have some decals for the cockpit. Because it's a weekend edition, we do not have PE parts. That's why Eduard replaces, or let's say makes up with help of decals, and this is actually quite a decent thing to add to the cockpit, especially if you do not like to work with PE parts, then why not? Next is the assembly manual. So let's zoom out, maybe close the lenses even more. And you can see that assembly manual is printed in form of color printed brochure. We have short history note on the first page. Next we continue with the parts map, and here blue color obviously means that these parts will not be used, so pay attention and use the right version, because as you remember, some of them are provided in several types. Assembly process starts with the cockpit. Here again I repeat that you can get the aftermarket PE from Eduard, look set from Eduard, or maybe replace the whole cockpit with the brassing set, which will add even more features to this aircraft, but it's up to you because it's extra investment. Here, by the way, you can see the process of installation of these cockpit walls into the fuselage. Then we continue with the main wheel wells. So as you can see, it's quite involved assembly process. Here we start working on joining everything together for the wing, as you can see, and then we join wing together with the fuselage. We continue with the tail planes, and here we install the instrument panel together with rudder pedals and the combing and also target sight. There are several versions of the target sight, by the way, so use your references. Next we have the landing gear. I can see also here the wing mechanization getting in place, and also we assemble the exhaust stacks, fuel tanks. There are several choices as far as you can see, or you can assemble aircraft completely without them. And here we have the marking option. So as you can see, all the aircraft actually have the fuel tanks under wings. So that's something you won't be able to avoid. And I guess it was used for the long ranges, but the markings are quite colorful. And here, by the way, we have also the stencils for this aircraft, or stenciling guide. So this kit should be already available together with all bonuses for P-51 from Mustang. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.